Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chris and Chris Show. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about wedding DJ personalities, why it's important to connect with someone before hiring them. All right, Chris, let's dive right in.
Sure.
So, how does everything always start off when couples are looking for wedding vendors? It always starts off most likely with, a Google search.
Right.
Or maybe you'll ask some friends for a recommendation. Maybe you'll ask your venue for a recommendation.
Yep.
And your wedding DJ is such a big part of your reception.
Yeah.
Your wedding DJ is going to put out the vibe, set the tone, and really just bring the energy to the entire night.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important for a client to, connect with a wedding DJ before hiring them, be on the same page, and make sure that, they're the right fit.
Totally.
And their personality, the DJ's personality, has a lot to do with that. Right? So let's talk about number one, how do you make a connection with someone before hiring them, right? Number one, I think the biggest thing really is just hopping on an initial call, a Zoom, or an in-person meeting. Super important.
Yeah.
Because you could hop on a call with someone and within 5 minutes tell if that person is the right fit or not.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you meet someone in person, even like you're hanging out with a group of friends. You're hanging out with a group of friends and there's that guy that your friend brings along, and it's like, within a couple of minutes if you like him or not.
Right. Yeah. This guy's going to be all right.
Yeah, this guy's going to be all right.
He's one of us. Yeah.
He's one of us. Or, I don't like this guy so much.
Right.
The same thing happens when, you're shopping wedding vendors.
Right.
Everything might look amazing on their website, but then when you get them on the phone, they could be a complete dud.
Right.
They could be super over the top, too much for what you're looking for. Or they could just fit right in. So first things first, definitely hop on a call with a potential hire and, hash that out.
Yeah. You want to get a feel for their whole vibe. Obviously, the majority of couples go into things knowing that they want they have a certain vision for their wedding, whether that be, super high energy, over the top, something a little more like low key and classy, or a little bit of both, somewhere right in the middle, like you said earlier. So in that initial conversation, that initial meeting, you should be able to get a read on that person. And this is a big thing. Make sure whoever you're meeting with or speaking with is someone, that's an entertainer.
Exactly.
You want to talk to a DJ, an MC, someone who will actually be there at the wedding.
Yeah.
Because, again, marketing material, websites, everything can look great on paper.
Yeah.
And then you have that face-to-face with them, and it could be totally different.
Yeah.
And you don't want that face-to-face to be the day of your wedding.
Exactly.
So that
you need to figure that out beforehand.
Yeah, that initial meeting is super important. Talk about the style, the vibe of the wedding. Talk about the music that you're into. Talk about microphone work and how often people use the microphone. You really just kind of want to hash out some of those initial questions early on, and in that conversation alone, you'll be able to kind of get a feel for what kind of entertainer that is.
Yeah, absolutely. And initially it's okay to talk to maybe, a salesperson.
To set everything up.
Just to set everything up. But before hiring your wedding DJ, you should definitely hop on a call with them. And if for some reason you can't, if for some reason like the company just says, oh, we don't do things like that.
That's a red flag.
I think it's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
I think it's a 100% a red flag. Because it's like, what are you trying to hide?
Right. No one should be too busy to hop on a 30-minute, call with a potential couple.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, if they're too busy, then...
That's another red flag.
are they going to be too busy for your wedding?
Yeah.
Who knows? It's crazy. But, Chris, you had touched on, like, microphone work. So should we talk about... All right, so we talked about how it's important to, hop on an initial call or a Zoom or an in-person meeting. So that's number one.
Yep.
But should we talk about like deliverability to the audience?
Yeah, how they're gonna perform that night.
Exactly.
What type of tone they're gonna set.
Exactly. So questions, that you need to ask yourself when hiring a wedding DJ is like, what am I looking for? Like what type of vibe? But again, I hate to keep saying it, but that's what it is. The vibe that's being put out throughout the night. But what kind of vibe, what kind of tone am I looking for out of my entertainer? Am I looking for someone who's super over the top, super energetic, gonna be in everyone's face all night long?
Yeah.
All right? Or am I looking for someone just kind of like right in the middle? Someone who is going to throw in their 2 cents here or there, hype everyone up, make everyone excited, and then just mostly allow the music to speak for itself.
Right.
Just kind of like let the music move the crowd. Or do you want like a more traditional, classy kind of entertainer where someone's just going to deliver the introductions very smoothly and just set a smooth tone throughout the night? Not really say much during dance sets while people are dancing. Obviously deliver introductions, but in a more smooth, laid back kind of like
not everybody
classy
out of
tone.
your seats. Yeah, not everybody get up, clap those hands. Not in that form. More
Exactly.
Just formal introduction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So question, once you hop on that initial call, definitely a question to ask that potential wedding DJ is, what is your overall style? How do you present yourself to the audience, and how do you present yourself on the microphone?
Yeah.
What do you do to get people up off their seats?
That's a big one.
What do you do to, ensure that everyone is dancing? Because guys might have different answers.
Right.
Guys might have an answer like, oh, well, we play a slow song and invite all couples to the dance floor, and then we just play something fun right after.
Yep.
Or someone might say, oh, straight from everyone sitting down at dinner, we go into a raging dance song, and I'm just shouting at everybody to get up off their seats.
Yeah.
Come on, come on, come on.
Right.
So that's a style. And you need to figure out what that DJ style is, how they engage with the audience, and is that what you want at your reception?
Yep.
What are you looking for, basically?
Totally.
So these are all valid questions to ask. Definitely don't be embarrassed to ask these questions.
No.
Totally normal, and anybody should be responsive.
They should.
to them.
And if a DJ is getting those questions on an initial call, it's also important for the DJ to click with the couple. So like if the couple is giving off a vibe that the DJ typically doesn't deliver, they should let you know on that initial call. You should also get that from them too, just based on their tone and body language and all that. You're gonna know coming off that call whether or not that person's a good fit for you.
Exactly. Whenever I talk to couples, it's always exciting to talk to a couple.
Yeah.
To find out what they're looking for, just to hear about their wedding. But I feel like most of the time I get off the phone with them and I'm just like, yes, that is awesome.
That's gonna be a great party.
That's gonna be a great wedding.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait for this wedding.
Yeah.
And if you have that same feeling, it's like, bam, that's it. That's the DJ for you.
Yeah. That's my favorite part, honestly, about what we do, is the fact that we do get so many different couples coming in looking for different things at their wedding. Whether it be the style on the microphone or really with the music, where we're going to take the playlist that night. We have so many couples that come in and they want, just party hits from all over, all decades. We have couples that come in that want 2000s pop punk, power hour at the end of the wedding.
Yeah.
We have couples that want to turn their wedding into, DJs or, a shore night. So being able to kind of
for anybody who's not in Jersey, you can explain DJs.
DJs is a very prominent nightclub in the Jersey Shore area that, if you don't know, you should look up.
If you're into that kind of thing.
But it's cool to be able to have a conversation with these couples about the music and relate to them that way.
Yeah.
And again, my favorite part about what we do is we get all of that.
Yeah.
And any given night, I could be playing something totally different.
Absolutely.
And it's really all up to the couple.
Definitely.
So
Definitely. So now that we're talking about music, I guess what are some questions that the couple should be asking?
Yeah.
A potential wedding DJ.
You should, on your initial call, meeting, whatever it is, something to think of is, what are some of the DJ's go-to songs? Chris hit on it earlier, like how do you get people out of their seats and into a dance set? What are some of those opening songs that you use to keep the dance floor up? Something like if they play other events besides weddings. If so, where do they play? Do they play out at bars or a club? Just get as much information out of them as possible, because that's all going to come back and tie into, ultimately, if they're going to be able to deliver what you're looking for.
Yeah.
For your wedding.
Exactly.
If you're not into club music and the DJ is saying that they just play, nightclubs every weekend, probably not going to be a good fit.
Definitely not going to be a good fit. Absolutely not.
If you start talking about the music you listened to in high school and growing up, and the DJ has no idea what you're talking about, probably not going to be a good fit.
Yeah.
So, ask the questions. Again, don't be afraid to kind of guide the conversation when you're on the phone call with them, because it's all information that you need to know.
Exactly. It's all going to be helpful as well. And also, if you have an eclectic taste in music, one thing to definitely bring up is, songs that you like, songs that you want to have heard, and is it going to be okay with that wedding DJ to be able to play that stuff?
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many DJs that are out there that I guess it's an ego thing, but they just think that they know what's best.
Yeah.
They know the songs that are going to work. That's what they're going to play, and the couple's input kind of falls second to that.
Yeah, which shouldn't be.
No.
Which shouldn't be. Any good talent is going to be able to mix any type of music.
Right.
Obviously, people have their strong points.
Of course.
And they're.
We all listen to different stuff
Exactly.
on our own. Yeah.
Exactly. But your wedding DJ should definitely have the ability to play, all the songs that you want to hear, even if it is super eclectic. Yeah. So the question would be is, we like this style of music. How could you fit this into the night, and how would it blend with the rest of what's being played throughout the night, whether it's party favorites or, like you said, rock or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a good question to ask. And if their response is, super positive, and no problem, we could definitely do that, I'm flexible, then that's a good fit. If they kind of they're like, I don't know, that stuff normally doesn't work, it could go two ways. I mean, they could be giving you their professional opinion, maybe they've tried it before, but the person should also be open-minded as well, because every wedding is different.
Every crowd is different.
Every crowd is different. So they may have done it before where it didn't work, but maybe that crowd wasn't responsive to what that couple wanted, So, but if couple number two
hasn't, their entire crowd is on the same page.
Yeah, knows that their crowd loves that.
Yeah.
Then
it's going to go over well.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
And let's be open-minded and let's make this happen.
Totally.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's music. So I guess really the takeaways are, number one, definitely hop on an initial call, Zoom, or even if possible, in-person meeting. It's always great to just sit down, speak to the potential wedding DJ one-on-one, to be able to get a good understanding of what they're all about, have them get a good understanding of what you're all about and what you're looking for, and just make sure that you guys click. Number two, how does that entertainer deliver to the audience? And number three, music. Are they going to be respectful of your music requests? What do they normally play? And
Is it on page with what?
Is it on page with what you're looking for?
Yeah.
You know? All right, excellent. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. As always, we come out with these videos twice a month, so if there's anything that you would like us to cover, anything you would like to hear about, we're all ears. So comment below, send us an email, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.